Alright, everybody, welcome to the Pedal Zone at, guess where we're at?
Gearhead University.
Gearhead University at Thomann in Germany, where I'm hopefully gonna push some musicians a bit out of their comfort zone sonically. I've basically rigged up my 4 favorite pedals that I found here at Thomann. I could just nick them off the shelves. It's awesome, like a candy store for me.
It's amazing.
And then I've set them up like I would use them, and then I'm just gonna engage them slowly from left to right as you play.
Okay.
And then it should hopefully affect the way you play.
Cool.
And that's sort of what I want to experience, how each pedal will affect the way you play.
Yeah.
And express yourself.
Before we start, I'm going into this Avalanche run first, and then...
No. It actually starts up here with the data corruptor.
Okay.
And then to the chorus and canyon and Avalanche run.
Okay.
But we're gonna add in some ambience first, and then build on some craziness.
I get it. I see what you did. All right, cool. Let's try. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of noodle around.
That was freaking awesome, Adam.
Woo! That was a lot of fun. That was like it just congealed around that one note. That was like really cool.
It is basically just a mini synth on its own. This monster right here.
It has like a bunch of other stuff. I see a bunch of knobs. Like what exactly does it do? I've heard of this.
That's the thing. Like, if you know a bit about synthesizers, then you know you need some sort of oscillation happening.
Right, yeah.
And it has square wave.
Okay, cool.
So square wave fuzz oscillation built in, and then on top of that, it can add in different octaves, sub and upper octaves, with different combined intervals. So what you were playing here was actually your standard sub. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. And then you had like a sub octave with a fifth.
Okay, cool.
And an upper octave with a fifth.
Okay,
as
so
well.
It's like a big old like power chord-ish type thing with the fifth. Yeah.
And we can actually add in like a major. I think it's a major third.
Yeah, major third. Okay,
yeah.
So this is gonna be a little spicier.
And where, the chorus adds a bit more, like, it just makes everything bigger. Not that it needs to.
No,
of course
it's plenty big. Well, I mean, it's...
Add some width to it all,
yeah.
And then we have the Electro-Harmonix Canyon, which adds, like, octave delays.
Yeah, that's
So on
really
top
cool.
of all the octaving we have going on here, later on, you get all of this an octave higher and an octave lower, which really makes it even more massive. And then we just have some nice, clean ambience here from the Avalanche.
Yeah. Woo, that's fun, man.
Yeah. Dude, that was legendary. You did so well.
Thank you, man. Well, it was fun too, like, because I started just like noodling around, whatever, and then as soon as you hit on just even the little bit of delay, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna start playing with the delay, and then
You need to be in time, you know.
Yeah, it just completely radically changes the approach, which is fantastic. It's like you're playing a different instrument. Each like one of these things is like just a little.
Yes,
You know.
and that leads me to my next question. You know, what are your thoughts on pedals? Because your channel is very much based around the theory aspect
Yeah.
of music, and well, not doing it right, but it's more based on the instrument itself and
Yeah.
not these tiny boxes of wonders and joy we have here.
Well, for me as a bass player, I have a very particular idea about pedals. For me, and just how my role in a band.
Yeah.
For me, I don't typically go for the ambience because just as a bass player, it's harder for me to fit my role in an ensemble. So I'll typically go for octave pedals, like
Yep.
or like octave down, like creating synth type sounds. Like chorus, like can create that sort of like wider oscillator thing.
Yeah.
Like very much, I'm thinking about it as like how do I kind of create almost that like bass synth sound on a bass guitar. And there's kind of a typical order, I think. Octave pedal, and sometimes I'll have a gated fuzz pedal. For a while I was using the Zvex Mastatron, which is a good one, but there's a bunch of other ones. And then like some kind of filter pedal, like the same way that like it's basically creating a square wave and then running it through a filter, which is like a synthesizer. And it's a very kind of regimented way I'm thinking about
That you do it.
Yeah, just because I have a sound kind of in my head that I'm trying to like achieve, and then I'm using these as tools to get to that. Versus what this was, which was like there's no sound in my head. I'm just reacting to this, which is a very different way of thinking about it. But
when you get like a sound in your head that you want to achieve, how do you see the pedals when you construct the board?
Well, and we were talking about this a little earlier. It was, I mean, just in terms of the order, or like just how it comes together. What do you mean, or like?
Well, both. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thinking very much like a synthesizer. I try and think synthesis, like how do you build sounds on top of one another and how do you sculpt the sound. This is my oscillator right here. I'm kind of taking this and then usually just creating something. There's just different layers to it. And it's something that honestly I haven't thought a lot about just because it's not entirely in my wheelhouse, but whenever I get a chance to like I mean, my current board is very, very simple, but that's like, you know, that's usually what I'm thinking is like I'm trying to create a bass synthesizer for me, just bass guitar. It's, you know, it's a different thing than guitar because it's a very different role and there's different just different approaches to it that work for bass. But anyway.
Yeah, a sound like this would probably put, you know, then it's if you're gonna use that on bass, then it would be right in the front, you know.
Yeah,
it would be a bass dominated.
It's yeah. This
ensemble.
would be the sound because there's a lot of sound happening. It's everywhere. It's fantastic. Yeah.
So you stick to more like straightforward overdrives or stuff like that.
Typically, that's usually like my typical way of thinking about it. I know it's not as interesting as what this is right now, so I'm a little embarrassed. But like that's usually what I'm thinking about, like dark glass overdrive or whatever, like that. Great pedals, but not as like wild over the top.
Super crisp, punchy and transparent drives.
Yeah, for sure.
I like dark glass. They make me wish I was a bass
player.
But I'm not.
One of the few things that bass players can enjoy that guitar players can't is the dark glass pedal. But anyway.
That's cool, man.
Cool. Well,
that was super interesting to hear.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It's super awesome to hear you play these pedals.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yeah. Woo! That was fun.
Get no serious. That smoldering hot look.
I like how we're kind of opposite, like a black hat, white. Like your hat matches. Anyway.
You're the yin to my yang, boy.
I wonder if they know where we are. Gearhead University. Hi.
Dude,
Where are we right now? Gearhead University.